Hey, what's
What's
going
up?
on? Oh, another day. I
Can you
decided
hear
I
me
needed
all
to
right,
put.
brother?
Oh yeah, I figured I needed to put the hat on to cover up the same look.
Oh hell yeah! I was down at the radio station and I couldn't. There was this buzz from like one of them stupid fluorescent lights, and it was just driving me crazy. So I was like, "Screw it! I'm gonna go down to my store. We'll just do it down there."
Oh yeah. Hey, yeah, look at that.
Uh,
you got the shirt. I got the koozie.
we're matching just like that. That was unplanned, by the way. If anybody's seeing that
Oh,
there.
exactly. Yeah, I kind of I hit record and then I do the make the phone call. So whatever's going on, I usually try to catch because well, we all know being talkative metalheads, you're a radio guy, and I just never shut up basically.
No, that's what you said an hour. I'm like, shit, that's kind of long. But I'm like, dude, who am I talking to? I could like ramble my whole life story probably in the middle of
Oh
this
yeah,
interview.
we could just talk music and have nothing to do with Slantpiece whatsoever, and just be like, okay, I saw this show, and then I saw this show. Oh, hey, you saw that one? Yeah, I saw them in this place, and
I need to get stubs, back when we used to get those at every show, that was gold. You got to go home and be like, dude, look, I saw Pantera, and I saw Black Sabbath, that was like the shit.
it was even better when you got it signed, and you're like, haha. I think I got
Or you
one. I think I got
know,
one running around with Willie Adler's, or no, not Willie, the drummer, or the former drummer of Lamb of God. Yeah, Chris.
yeah,
Yeah, because I got one of those. Yeah, back when you could actually get tickets for $20.
exactly. And well, I don't even I haven't looked for a while. Like I know Black Label's coming to Lincoln, that's or Omaha. Hopefully not too bad for something like that. But yeah, if you're gonna go see the big dogs, I mean, you're gonna just outrageous prices right now.
Oh yeah, like I was hearing what Pantera was for the pit, and it's like a grand. I'm just like, I can't really justify that one.
Yeah, we paid $20, like you said, to go see Pantera down in Kansas City, and gas was cheap, so
Oh
it
yeah, it
was a
was
quick trip.
like $75 and you're good.
Exactly. Now that won't even, get your gas on the way there and shit. So
I don't get most of it. You'll have to fill up when you get
depends
to
on
KC.
yeah, if you drive like a suburban like mine though, you can't go very far without plunking a shitload of gas.
Oh yeah, and then I know you were saying you got that, or that we've been talking about that show in what's that, near the end of February where you guys are playing at again. That metal
That's the metal
horns.
fest.
Yeah, because I know I'm gonna try to get to that one. That one's on
Oh yeah.
my. I try to get a list of like, okay, this is a show I can catch, and then not try to stack it too much with all the stuff I have going on. Like I'm still working on stuff from October, and I still have stuff from almost 2 years ago.
Jesus, yeah, because you're talking like that. Wasn't there a Michigan Metal Fest or something up there you'd hit? And
No, I went. It was a Spooky Hills Metal Fest in Salina, Kansas, and it was
Salina.
like
Okay.
it was 10 bands. I recorded like at least 3 songs from each band, and then managed on recording all 10 bands full sets,
Jesus.
and took pictures.
Dude, that one would drive me crazy on something like that, I think, man. Because I know how long that shit takes, just far as simple editing. I can imagine when you got that kind of volume of shit you got to deal with, man.
Well, but it's also one of those things too, like, how many people are going out and hitting shows and going, hey, I'm recording stuff for you guys so I can post it and then we'll share it and, we'll do all this stuff, get you guys some airplay. And it's not nothing against cell phones, but cell phones have that certain quality and everybody's always recording right up front or standing right next to the speaker. So you hear that crunchy sound next to it and you're like,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, how'd they sound?
Here, check this out. It was awesome.
Exactly how our ears sound like after a full night at shows.
Oh shit, that's why I'm deaf now. It's pretty obvious to see, I suppose. But in the day, I couldn't get myself to wear earplugs. It just was like, oh, you'll regret this someday. And yeah, sure enough, I probably should have. But
What?
nowadays, if I was front to a really loud show, I probably would. But that there, I'm showing my age with my gray hairs and shit.
Yeah, I got the it's turning into a white beard, no longer a red beard. But yeah, and also
They,
seeing you guys at Feck Fest. I know I'd been trying to see you guys since I did that those two reaction review videos for you guys. I know it's been like, okay, you guys are here. Well, I've got this show in this area. Okay, I'll catch you guys next time. And then when I saw Feck Fest was hitting, it's like, okay, that's the one I'm going to.
the stars finally aligned, saying,
Exactly. And that
hell
was,
yeah.
and he put on a hell of a show that night, or just like that whole weekend with, I think it was what, like 15 bands or something, and trying to do his birthday thing. And
Yeah, he put so much like just work and thought, and I know. I mean, I think James now knows how stressful, like it is for people that do that, like on the regular basis. Because holy cow, you got bands canceling left and right. Which we all get. I mean, shit happens in life, but
oh,
from
yeah.
a organizer standpoint, that what he went through, over the year to get it done. And then in the end, that's what I kept telling him. Things are gonna fuck up at the end. This will go. You'll worry about that, but in the end, it'll all flow, and your buddies will be there. We'll pull you through it. We're all there for the right cause, and
Oh, yeah.
it turned out two badass days. I wish I would have got to catch more of it because I was kind of torn between duties that weekend. I had
Well,
to actually
yeah.
officiate a wedding for the first time. That was interesting. So
Well, I mean, at least it was a good cause. It wasn't like,
yeah, no real
well,
pressure
I got shit
there.
drunk on Thursday and I can't make it Friday.
Now, other wedding scenarios have actually been like that, where I showed up like, yeah, in real bad shape because we were out till dawn. But this one, no, actually was pretty cool. Got my brother married off, and then the next day, like I say, I got to show up and catch at least some of the stuff. But just the videos I've seen, that is a hell of a collection of talent that he pulled together up there for
Oh, yeah. And it
Feckfest.
was like everything flowed together. Like you have, like, you guys are very aggressive. Molten's very aggressive. But then you had bands that were like Dear Freda. I think I said their name right. Like they've got parts that are aggressive, but they also have very melodic stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then like Bear the Attack and Siphon, they're solid bands that are just they got that rock feel, but they have that cool vibe to them. But yeah, it was just like everything, and like Bill was all over the place,
Oh
fucking
shit, OD. Yeah,
triple duty that weekend. And then like he
and like
played Swift Kick
another
Six, and then ended up doing Slantpiece right after, and it's just like that
and
guy's
silver. So yeah, he
yeah,
was like MVP and Carpy too. He's in a couple of bands there, so he's usually pretty busy. But
because he played. Well, no, he played three that night or that weekend too, because he played with Empire's End, uh, you guys, and Swift Kick Six.
yep, so another triple threat there. Those dudes are rock stars. That's what they do, man. That's like even in my hardcore partying days, like it was hard to keep up with them guys, because they just that's what they do. They're just they're not old like me. I guess I'm not that much older than those guys, but some nights it felt like it. And the worst part for me is that I have to be like, I have to think ahead a little bit when you get older because you're like, okay, I can get shit hammered till 5 in the morning, but I'm gonna kick my ass for the next 2 days, and I'm not gonna be worth it because I'm gonna be a miserable bastard. So
Well,
you
I'm
know,
not doing. Yeah, I'm not doing anything Sunday. I'm not doing anything Monday. You
I'm ready to
might be
turn
able to get me
in,
Tuesday.
clock out, of Turnville and get back to normal reality. You know. So yeah, like I said, now I'm starting to sound like a giant puss, though I can hear my buddy side. Jesus, fucking DJ, you're a pussy now. What the hell? You're getting old, but it's a sad reality. Unfortunately, the old body does kind of argue with you a little bit the older you get.
Oh yeah, I feel like I know. I think the last time I went out and got shit drunk, it was like 3 or 4 days to recover because like I went back to Kansas and everybody knows the reputation I had because I was kind of a wild guy. I was in a band, lived a lifestyle, and like drank like a fish in water. So there was,
Back out party.
yeah, trying to like relive those. And it's like the next day I literally just walked in, handed my daughter the keys, and was like, "You're driving. I don't even know where, like, I can't see."
Yeah, like I say, that's oh god, we could talk stories about those days going way back. But if we want to stay on the music side, Yeah, it's quite the fascinating story, really. Just, I mean, the whole Nebraska scene really is kind of a little under the radar. I mean, some bigger acts have come out. You got 311 was from Nebraska and everything, but just the underground scene
Oh,
is really cool.
I'm definitely catching up on the. Well, that was the cool thing. Like when I first went to, like I got James and Empire's Inn invited me to a show. Oh, I don't remember when it was, and it was Try Mind's CD release party,
Hmm.
and like I just kind of showed up, and like there was people that recognized me from the videos and stuff, and I kind of got welcomed in. Like you know how a lot of people you had to work to get into the scene, and then once you got in, everybody's like, okay, he's cool, he can come on in. Versus like the outsider who's like the first show in Carney, and people are like, hey, come on in, you're welcome. Okay, cool. Like I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, and that kind of sums up the Kearney vibe in general. I mean, being a college town, it's always had a reputation as a party town, but um, I guess that's just how like our particular group is of just people we hang out with. If you're cool, man, we're gonna be cool as shit to you. If you're a dick, we probably aren't gonna be as cool to you. Just
Exactly.
we like I say, as long as you're cool, that's what it's all about to me. Is you find like-minded people who like the same thing, who get along, and just as metalheads especially. I think it's been pretty well established, but we are definitely a tight knit community, and just musicians in general. I mean, I think there's some cliques, that have like competition between each other, and it's got to be, ooh, this guy, we're outdoing them, and we're talking shit. But for the most part, we're just like, no, get up with this jam. That's what we do. We try to help each other, we push each other. When we play with Dollar Hyde and Ten Dead, that's like two of our favorite buddies. Like sometimes you get bands together, it's a battle of egos. Whenever we get together, it's like just hey, yeah, brothers, it's like a family reunion. And then we would push each other to do, it seemed like subliminally, we didn't even try, but I think back in my mind, we're jamming with 10 Dead tonight, it's time to step it up, and those would always be some of the best shows because we want to shine, with our brothers. We want to get up and do our thing. And it was always awesome.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like I've talked with other musicians and stuff, and it's never like it's an ego thing. It's like like if you're the opening band, you want to go out there 110% show of a lifetime just to kind of set that bar, and then all the other bands see you and they're like, all right, we see where that bar's at, so we got to match that energy or go above it. And it always produces better shows, but it's not like it's an ego thing, like you said. It's just where you're like, let's let's go, let's get this shit going, and then you just hammer it
Fire up,
out.
bring your A game. It's like, all right, cool, it's time to let's go. And those are always some of the party. But the after parties, like especially when that crew would get together, well, that was almost more fun than the show. I mean, the show's great, but then we head over to Bill's house. He had an old red house there. Well, then he had lived in a place we called the Mansion, and that thing was like literally an old like kind of historic place mansion. And oh shit, we would set up and play, sing covers. We'd be singing Chains with everybody singing along. On Siebel's on the acoustic, and there'd be a bucket of margaritas going around. Not just like an actual bucket. Somebody mix it up, so then you had this giant community freaking bucket of margaritas going around, and after a while, it's got everybody's beard hair in it. You're looking at it like shit. I don't know if I want to drink that anymore. You know, that was just yeah. Those were the days. Like I say, my liver, maybe the rest of me doesn't really miss that part, but man, there's still a lot of funny videos out there too in the old Slantpiece archives that I need to break out.
I've seen some of them in the music videos where it's just like nonstop wild. But yeah, that but like I've noticed also too, like the stuff we were doing 10, 15 years ago, like people aren't doing that where it's like, you'd get ready for your set and you have a couple drinks and you take like your three or four on stage, or you go out and you smoke, and then afterwards it was like, okay, time to take the chains off. I need 3 beers and 2 shots, and people are like, who's that for? Me.
It's just, and I don't know. I suppose there is a point where you can get too hammered to be on stage. I think we've been there a few times. I know for us it seemed like it was more of a hangover deal, especially time we played up in McCook, and Carpy was just, I don't know what they did the night before, but Carpy was just like, dude, I don't, he's puking like right at, I think it was either right before or right after we got off stage just from being just so miserable, man. And then for us, it was like also loading up gear in that condition. That's the worst, is like,
Oh
if you
yeah.
set it all up, everything's fine. Then you're shit hammered after the show. So it's like load it up that night while you're shit hammered, which you hate yourself the next time you get to it because you're like, God, who packed this? Or you come back the next morning before they open and try to get everything loaded up. And either way, it sucks. It's like a lose lose, because either way, it's kind of like a catastrophe. So I like the nights we can just show up with our gear, set up, play, and party. Those are the ultimate gigs.
Oh yeah. And it's also fun, like just kind of reminiscing about stories. Yeah, my amount of booze that I could have where it was too much was 3 pitchers of beer because we got to a show and it was oh, what was it? It was like there was a blizzard going through, so we were just sitting there waiting for people to show up. So we got there 3 hours before, and I was basically like a functioning alcoholic, so I just sat at the bar and drank. And that was not the best idea. That was I'm glad nobody not many people were there because I learned really quick that there is a limit. I'm not like these rock stars. I couldn't go out and do that, and I thought I could. And yeah, that was like 20. I think I was like 23 or something, 24 somewhere in there. So yeah, I learned really quick. I was not that guy yet.
Damn. See, I'm trying to think